we hold this follow-up press conference to a situation that we had been expressing and talking about, and that we've shared with the public, with our community over the last 6 days, approximately 6 days since the announcement of our human trafficking unit. I'm very, very happy, Sheriff, to know that we announced an investigation where we recovered a 15-year-old young lady. We saved her from the streets. We saved her from the terrors of human trafficking. She is now in the custody of the state, receiving the treatment that she needs to recover from her situation. And we said that the investigation at that time was ongoing, but I'm pleased to announce, as of yesterday, an arrest was made in this case of a young man who was responsible, or who we believe is responsible for the human trafficking of this young lady, as well as many others. This matter is ongoing. The investigation is ongoing at this time. However, I did promise you that we would get in just a little bit more details about this investigation. As Sheriff, I'm not happy to say that a lot of his resources were connected directly here in Chatham County, and that's very sad. That's very sad that he was able to establish his human trafficking empire right here in our area. But with the tireless works and efforts of our human trafficking unit, we were able to arrest the subject and begin this investigation and follow the leads wherever these leads may take us. Today we will get in somewhat of an outline or give you more details as exactly what happened from the arrest and how we're moving forward with this investigation. As I stand here with my command staff today, again, I want to express to the county and to the community that we stand united in our efforts to end these horrendous crimes that's going on right here in our area. Our focus, our attention, will directed for the betterment and safety of Chatham County. Right now, I'm going to allow Colonel on moving forward. At this time, Colonel Mackey.
Hello, Colonel Mackey. I am the colonel over the sex offender as well as the human trafficking unit. This case today outlines the importance of how we need a human trafficking unit in this county. This case represents a little hard work, some dedication, some struggle, some finding and spending time to find the people that we need, that need the help that we're looking to provide for them. The human trafficking unit provides an understanding for those victims that need help. It gives them the opportunity to get the help that they need, to give the resources to find them, to get them back to their families where they've been taken from. The human trafficking unit also is here to serve Chatham County citizens and those that want to help us find these children, these adults, these people that are being trafficked for other people's gain. Today, this case represents one of the most important chances for us to highlight our human trafficking unit. I'll be calling Captain Gene Harley to the podium to give you the details, an outline of what has happened with this trafficking unit. Captain Harley.
Thank you, Sheriff, Colonel. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Gene Harley, and I serve as the captain with the Chatham County Sheriff's Office. On Thursday, September 25th at 10 a.m., the Chatham County Sheriff's Office held a publicly announced the launch of our human trafficking initiative. Incredibly, just 9 hours later, at approximately 7 p.m. that same evening, our agency began working a joint operation with law enforcement agencies in Oklahoma. This operation involved a missing 15-year-old female believed to be in grave danger and likely in the Savannah-Chatham area. Through rapid coordination and effective investigative work, our agency successfully located the endangered youth at the I-95 and 204 corridor at a hotel. Thankfully, she was rescued without incident. She was alone at the time and immediately moved to a safe location where she began to receive and continues to receive various protective and support services. Following her rescue, preliminary identified a suspect, Ivan, that's I-V-A-N, Dwayne Richardson, a 30-year-old male from Alabama. This agency issued a felony arrest warrant for interstate interference with custody for Mr. Richardson. Initially, Mr. Richardson appeared to have no local ties to the Savannah community. Through continued investigative efforts, we developed information linking Mr. Richardson to an apartment at Grand Oaks Apartments located off of Geechee Road in Savannah, Georgia. Yesterday, shortly after 6 p.m., Mr. Richardson was arrested outside of his apartment without incident. During his arrest, items of evidentiary value were seized. Included in that was a vehicle Grand Oaks complex were ever in danger. As of today, based on the evidence collected, Mr. Richardson faces the following additional felony charges: trafficking in persons, servitude, child molestation, statutory rape, sexual exploitation of a minor, enticing a child for indecent acts, and use of a telecommunication device to commit a crime. Our investigation shows the juvenile was likely in the area for several days before any law enforcement agency was made aware of her location. Tragically, during that time, she was sexually exploited, not just by Mr. Richardson, but by an estimated 20 or more individuals who paid to engage in acts of prostitution with this minor child. We are actively pursuing leads of all the involved parties. Let me be clear. We will investigate and charge every one of them to the fullest extent of the law. Our evidence suggests that many of these individuals are very likely local residents. This investigation reveals a horrific truth. There are monsters amongst us. But it also confirms something. This agency is prepared to hunt them. We will remain fully committed to protecting our children, holding accountable, and restoring safety and dignity to every victim. Thank you.
Thank you, Investigator Harley. As he said, to every individual, and if those who are looking at us, I want you to focus on me and what I'm telling you. To every individual who participated in this horrific act, we will find you. We will bring you to justice. Those type of actions, those type of deeds, that type of violation or any violation of Georgia law will not be tolerated here in Chatham County. And I'm sure that all who are listening under the sound of my voice, as it is hard for me to even speak right now, thinking about the horrificness of that crime and that situation and what that child had to endure. We will find you. We are going to bring you to justice. We pray for those who suffer every day under these conditions, no matter where you are. Again, as I stated before, we hear your cry. We hear your concern. We ask that all of our law enforcement partners get involved. I call on the Georgia Sheriff's Association, which is a strong brother and sisterhood, and I ask you, as a fellow sheriff, to get involved. Hear the cries of your community. Get involved with what's going on. This type of behavior is unacceptable, and it's flooding our country, it's flooding our state, and it's spreading throughout county, through county. And today we stand here united to say, here in Chatham County, we stand against human trafficking. We stand against victims, whether they are adults or juveniles, to say enough is enough. This is a good day for the good guys, but it's also heartfelt because we know that as we speak here today, there's still victims out there. And so we stand with you. We're here, and we're dedicated to get involved, to end this horrendous act that's going on across our nation. This investigation is ongoing, and wherever you are, we are going to find you. And we have a nice home for you right here in the Chatham County Jail. And with that being said, as my motto stands, and I will always say this, the change that we look for in everyday life, the change that we desire is always out there. But no one person can do these things by themselves. But together, united as one Chatham, together we can. God bless you all. We'll now take questions.
Can you give us a quick recap of what law enforcement did to locate the 15-year-old, like timeline-wise?
Yes, I'm going to allow Captain Harley to come back before you.
Sure. So the question was, what do we do to help locate the juvenile? Is that correct, sir?
That's correct.
So what we did was we had some information that was provided to us by the Oklahoma law enforcement agencies through the information they are able to provide and through other investigative measures through this agency. We were able to pinpoint the location where we believe the child was. We then confirmed that, again, through investigative means, and then ultimately made contact with her.
Okay. And now, in regards to the hotel, what role did they play in this situation?
The hotel was very cooperative in our part of the investigation. There's nothing to suggest, at least as of now, that they're actively involved or any way type facilitating this crime. They simply had a gentleman who checked in, and to our knowledge, the female was not present immediately when the check-in was made.
Now, are there any resources provided to the victim and her family to show that they're okay with that?
Speak on that.
So at this time, the victim has been awarded to the custody of the state, and the state is now giving the victim all of the resources necessary to help towards her recovery.
Now, we all know this situation is crazy. We all know this happens.
Yes.
So how do the community be reassured that these type of crimes being monitored can be like more prevented?
Well, it takes an act of proactiveness, and so now we reassure that through the referrals that are made. Often there are referrals that are made. At our last press conference, I stated that we ranked number 4 in the state in referrals for human trafficking, but those referrals were only referrals. To my knowledge, there was nothing really in place in this area, no specific agency to give those referrals the attention that they needed, or to warrant or an investigation or a unit to actually look into those referrals and begin an investigation on those matters. Now we have the resources for that. Now we have the investigative unit. to look into those referrals. So when we talk about reassuring the community, now they can make those complaints, and we actually have a unit dedicated to look into their referrals.
My last question will be toward
Yes.
Ivan. Is he connected to anything larger, you think, or it's just something isolated?
I'll allow Captain Holliday to speak on that.
So the question was regarding the suspect, Mr. Ivan Richardson. The investigation is still ongoing. We are working with other law enforcement agencies in the attempt to try to put other pieces of this puzzle together so that we can connect him to what we believe to be other crimes, not only in this state but surrounding states.
Thank you.
Yes, so this is kind of geared towards like community help. The resources are limited. What are some signs that a community member can see and report to you guys about?
So there's various signs. And for example, in this case here, you had a 15-year-old female who was at a hotel for a number of days. Through the investigation, we can determine that her movements were very much restricted. So there's a limited time when she was outside of that room, and if so, she was likely with someone. So if you see something, because it kind of goes back to the old saying, if you see something, say something. If you don't think it's right, just call, make us aware, and let us have that opportunity to look at it. If you see a female, for example, if this hotel has extended stay guests and they know this female's in there and they see a bunch of men going in and out the same hotel room, in law enforcement we would call that a clue. So that's something that you might want to like look at and say, okay, this doesn't seem right. Let me at least call and report this. This is also the reason you see various human trafficking posters throughout the public to include restrooms, et cetera, because we try to have in place where the would-be victim has a chance to see it, make note of the phone number, so that hopefully they can report the crime themselves directly. And the last thing too is if you say something, you can always report it anonymously rather directly to this agency, Crime Stoppers, where you can make it anonymously, et cetera. Just give us that information to look into.
Now, going back to the hotel situation itself, she was there for how long again?
Several days. I don't want to get into the specific amount of time.
With that being said, nobody noticed, what I'm trying to get to, like, do they have responsibility to actually notify you guys of anything suspicious like that?
There's absolutely a level of responsibility if we can determine that they knew or should have known based on the circumstances. And if that is determined, that will be investigated appropriately with the appropriate follow-up. Yes, sir.
Thank you for coming out. Thank you again for all the citizens who are concerned. My phone has been steady ringing. The messages have been nonstop. The support has been nonstop. And again, I want to assure the citizens of Chatham County that we will not stop until we get these monsters off the streets. God bless you all. Thank you for coming out. Thank you. Thank y'all. Thank you.